Las Vegas never really goes quiet, but my hotel hallway did. That was the first thing that felt wrong. It was nearly 2:30 a.m. when I stepped out of the elevator on the 14th floor, the carpet swallowing the sound of my shoes. The strip outside was still glowing, sirens, music, laughter bleeding through the glass, but inside the hotel, the air felt muted, like someone had turned the volume knob down too far. I checked my key card. Room 1419. The hallway lights buzzed softly, evenly spaced, stretching farther than I remembered. I'd been up here earlier in the night, dropping my bags before heading out, and I was sure the walk hadn't felt this long. I took a few steps. No doors opened. No ice machine hummed. No distant TVs murmured behind walls. Just my footsteps and that soft electrical buzz. Halfway down the hall, I stopped. There was a door where there shouldn't have been one. The numbers on the doors jumped from 1418 to 1420, but between them was another door, darker than the rest, the paint slightly different, like it hadn't aged the same way. The plaque read, 1419. My stomach tightened. I laughed quietly, more out of habit than humor. Okay, I muttered. Weird coincidence. Vegas was full of tricks, renovations, temporary rooms. I convinced myself it was nothing and stepped closer. The carpet in front of that door was cleaner than the rest of the hallway, like it had never been walked on. I checked my key again. 1419. My phone buzzed in my hand, low battery warning. I ignored it and slid the key card into the reader. The light turned green immediately. The door unlocked. I hesitated, hand still on the handle. Something about the silence pressed against my ears. The buzzing lights behind me seemed farther away now, like the hallway had stretched while I wasn't looking. I pushed the door open. The room was dark, but not empty. The curtains were open, neon light from the strip bleeding across the floor in pulsing reds and blues. The bed was neatly made. The TV was on, volume muted, showing a security camera feed. Not of the casino, of the hallway. I froze. On the screen, I saw myself standing outside the door, hand on the handle, frozen in the exact position I'd been in seconds ago. Then the version of me on the screen slowly turned his head and looked directly into the camera. My phone vibrated again. This time, the screen lit up. No apps. No signal bars. Just text. Welcome back. Your stay has already begun. Behind me, the door clicked shut. The lock turned on its own. And from somewhere inside the room, I heard the soft sound of someone breathing, slow, calm, and much too close to be coming from the TV. The floor that doesn't exist. I didn't move. Not because I was brave, because my body refused to listen. The breathing continued, steady and controlled, coming from somewhere behind me. I stood in the doorway, fingers locked around the handle, staring at the TV screen as the version of me inside it slowly lowered his hand from the door. He smiled. Not wide. Not threatening. Familiar. My phone vibrated again. Please step inside. Doors lock after check-in. The breathing stopped. That was worse. I turned slowly, scanning the room. The bed was exactly how I remembered leaving it earlier. Same creases in the sheets, same jacket tossed over the chair. My suitcase sat open near the window, clothes folded inside like someone had unpacked for me. I hadn't done that. I stepped fully into the room. The door slammed shut behind me. I spun, grabbing the handle, yanking hard. Locked. No click. No give. The lock wasn't resisting, it was absent, like the door had never been designed to open from this side. The lights flickered on by themselves. Everything looked normal now. Too normal. The TV switched off, leaving only the muted hum of the strip outside. Music pulsed faintly through the glass, reminding me that thousands of people were just a few floors below, laughing, drinking, unaware. I backed away from the door. That's not funny, I said, my voice sounding smaller than it should have in the quiet room. The phone buzzed. This room is not for guests. It's for returns. Returns from what? I snapped. The bathroom light turned on. Slowly. I didn't want to go near it, but my feet carried me forward anyway, like the room had a gravity of its own. I stopped just short of the doorway and peered inside. The mirror above the sink reflected the room behind me, not the bathroom. I was standing in the hallway again, outside the door, key card in hand. On the wall beside the door, the numbers skipped cleanly from 1418 to 1420. Number 1419. The version of me in the mirror slid the card into the reader. Green light. The door opened. I staggered back, heart slamming in my chest. The mirror went dark. I turned away from it, breathing hard, trying to make sense of what I'd seen. That's when I noticed the room number on the back of the door. There was no plaque. Just a printed notice taped where the number should have been. Floor 14, temporarily extended. A low vibration passed through the floor, subtle but unmistakable. Not an earthquake. Not machinery. Movement. I rushed to the window and looked down at the strip. The lights were wrong. The casinos were still there, but the angles felt off, stretched. Streets bent in ways they shouldn't. Cars moved too smoothly, like loops repeating without variation. I checked the floor indicator panel near the door. It listed floors 1 to 14. And below 14, in smaller text, 14A, 14B, 14C. The vibration came again, stronger. From the ceiling, a soft ding echoed, an elevator chime. But there was no elevator in the room.
My phone lit up one last time.
Elevator arriving. Please remain in your room. The carpet rippled near the center of the room, flattening into a perfect square seam. Then it opened. Cold air poured up from below, carrying the smell of metal, dust, and something older, something that had waited through countless nights. Inside the opening, I saw numbers glowing faintly along a wall. Not descending, ascending. 14A, 14B, 14C, and rising fast. From the darkness beneath the floor, a voice spoke, pleasant, rehearsed, unmistakably human. Thank you for your patience, it said. Your room is ready on the next floor. The seam widened, and the room began to tilt toward it.
Check-in time.
The floor didn't collapse. It rearranged. The seam widened just enough for the square of carpet to peel back like a lid, revealing a metal platform beneath, clean, brushed steel, edges glowing with soft white light. It was an elevator. Not the kind with walls and mirrors, but an open lift like something designed to move objects, not people. The platform rose silently until it was level with the room. I backed away, heart hammering. No, I said. No, this isn't happening. The pleasant voice returned, closer now, as if coming from the walls themselves. Late arrivals are common, it said. Please proceed for expedited service. The platform drifted forward. Not fast. Not threatening. Just persistent. My phone buzzed again, screen lighting the room with a dull glow. Upgrades are non-optional. Staying put may result in reassignment. I glanced toward the door, then the window. The strip outside pulsed like a looping video, the same group of pedestrians crossing the same intersection again and again. I realized then that the city I was seeing wasn't moving forward. It was waiting. The elevator platform touched the edge of the carpet. The room tilted another degree. I lost my balance and stumbled forward, catching myself on the bed. The sheets were warm, recently warm, as if someone had just stood up from them. The indentation beside the pillow was fresh. I froze. Slowly, I turned my head. The bathroom door was open again. In the mirror, someone stood behind me. It was me, but not the version I remembered. This one looked rested.
Come.
Dressed in a crisp hotel robe, key card hanging from his neck on a white lanyard. He met my eyes in the reflection and smiled. You made it, he said. His voice came from the mirror, perfectly synced with his lips. I was worried you'd miss check-in again. I'm not you, I whispered. He tilted his head. Not yet. The elevator chimed softly. The platform edged closer. The mirror me stepped aside in the reflection, gesturing toward the open space beneath the floor. It's easier if you don't fight it, he said. You don't lose yourself. You just settle. What happens if I don't? I asked. The smile faltered, just a fraction. Then they keep the room, he said. And you keep walking the hall. I thought of the hallway outside. The extra doors. The clean carpet in front of 1419. The way the numbers skipped, like the building was hiding gaps. How many times have I been here? I asked. Mirror Me looked away. Enough. The elevator platform stopped moving. Waiting. The pleasant voice spoke one last time. Final boarding for floor 14C. The lights dimmed to a soft amber. I felt a pull, not physical but mental, like the room was reminding me how tired I was. How easy it would be to step forward and let the night take care of itself. I took one step toward the opening. Then another. The platform hummed approvingly. At the edge, I paused. My reflection leaned close in the mirror, eyes searching my face. You'll forget the noise, he said gently. The crowds. The fear. It's quiet where we're going. I looked down into the shaft. Instead of darkness, I saw rooms. Hundreds of them. Stacked upward, each one identical to mine. Each one lit. Each one occupied. People sat on beds, stood by windows, stared at mirrors. All of them calm. All of them waiting. My phone buzzed one last time, vibrating so hard it almost slipped from my hand. Last call. Step in, or be recirculated. I thought about the hallway that never ended. The city looping below. The version of me who'd already decided to stay. I stepped back. The platform hummed, confused this time. Mirror Me's smile vanished. Don't, he said sharply. You'll only make it worse. The lights flickered. The room tilted again, harder now, as if annoyed. I ran. Not toward the elevator, but toward the window. Glass shattered as I slammed into it, neon light exploding inward. Alarms began to scream somewhere far away. The elevator platform surged forward, trying to catch me as I tumbled through broken glass and light and sound. And fell. The wind roared past my ears. Then, nothing. Silence. I woke up on the carpeted floor of a very normal hotel hallway. Bright lights. Voices. Footsteps. A security guard crouched beside me, concern etched across his face. Sir, you okay? You collapsed outside the elevator. I sat up, dizzy. My room, 1419? He frowned. There's number 1419 on this floor. I looked up. The doors behind me read 1418 and 1420. No gap. No extra door. They helped me to my feet and asked if I needed medical attention. I said no. I grabbed my things and left the hotel before sunrise. I didn't sleep that night. But as I crossed the casino floor on my way out, I passed a bank of elevators. For just a moment, the indicator above one of them flickered. 14C. Then it changed back to normal. And somewhere above the strip, a room waited. Clean, quiet, and already assigned. The rate you pay later. I checked out before dawn. Not formally, no front desk, no questions. I walked straight through the casino, past rows of blinking machines and half-asleep tourists, out into the dry desert air like I was escaping a fire. The strip looked normal again.
Loud. Bright. Alive.
I told myself that meant the nightmare had ended. It hadn't. The first sign was the key card. I found it that afternoon in my wallet, tucked neatly behind my ID. White plastic. No logo. No magnetic strip. Just a printed number in clean black text. 14C. I threw it away. That night, my phone buzzed at exactly 2:30 a.m. No sound. Just vibration. The screen lit up with a notification that didn't belong to any app. Late checkout detected. Additional nights may apply. My heart raced. I powered the phone off and shoved it into a drawer, telling myself it was stress, exhaustion, some kind of delayed panic attack. Vegas does that to people. Everyone knows it. The dream started anyway. Every night I walked the same hallway. Same carpet. Same buzzing lights. Doors on both sides, stretching farther each time. Sometimes I'd find the right door, 1419, waiting for me. Sometimes the numbers skipped it completely. Sometimes every door had my name on it instead. I always woke up before opening one. 3 days after I left Vegas, I was back home. Different city. Different state. Normal apartment. Familiar streets. I started to relax. Until I noticed the elevator in my building. I'd lived there for 2 years. 14 floors. Nothing unusual. That morning, the panel listed
1, 2,
3,
14.
and below them, faint but unmistakable, 14C. I stood there too long. The doors slid open. Inside, the elevator was spotless, newer than the rest of the building, brushed metal walls, soft lighting that made everything feel calm.
Too calm.
There was no floor selection panel, just a small digital display above the door. It read, "Returning guest." I stepped back. The doors didn't close. From the ceiling speaker, that same pleasant voice spoke, perfectly neutral. "Your room has been held as a courtesy." I ran down the stairs. I stopped using elevators after that. Took stairs everywhere. Slept with my phone turned off. Avoided hotels, parking garages, anywhere with numbered floors and artificial lighting. It almost worked. Almost. Last night, I found a receipt in my pocket. Crisp paper. Heavy stock. Folded once. Las Vegas, room 14C. Balance due. At the bottom, in smaller print. All stays must be completed. I'm writing this now because I don't know what happens if I ignore it again. The dreams are getting clearer. The hallway is closer. The doors open faster. And sometimes, when I catch my reflection in a dark window, I swear I see myself wearing a hotel robe, key card hanging from my neck, looking rested, satisfied. If you're ever in Las Vegas and your hotel hallway feels too quiet, if you see a door number that doesn't belong, if an elevator offers you a floor you didn't ask for, don't take it. Vegas always gets paid in the end. And some rooms don't let you check out twice. Permanent occupancy. I stopped fighting it after the second warning. The first warning was the receipt. The second was the knock. It came at 2:30 a.m. exactly, 3 soft taps on my apartment door. Not loud. Not urgent. Polite. Like hotel staff. I didn't move. I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the door. Every muscle locked. The hallway outside my apartment was silent. No footsteps walking away. No elevator ding. Just waiting. My phone vibrated on the mattress beside me. Housekeeping. Final service attempt. The doorknob turned.
Slowly.
Not forced. Not violent. Like whoever was outside already had permission. I shouted without thinking. I checked out. The knob stopped. For a moment I thought that worked. Then the pleasant voice answered, this time not from my phone, not from speakers, but directly outside the door. "You left belongings behind." The lock clicked. The door opened a few inches. Through the crack, I didn't see my apartment hallway. I saw carpet. Thick, patterned carpet in muted reds and golds. Warm light spilled through, carrying the faint hum I recognized immediately. Hotel lighting. I backed away until my shoulders hit the wall. "I'm not coming back," I said, my voice shaking. The gap widened. I saw part of a face now. My face.
Calm. Clean.
Smiling in a way that made my stomach turn. "You already did," it said gently. "You just haven't unpacked yet." The room behind him shifted. I glimpsed the strip outside the window. Neon looping, cars moving but never arriving anywhere. A bed waited in the center, perfectly made. My phone lay on the nightstand, charging. Fully charged. "You can keep pretending," he continued.
Take stairs.
Avoid mirrors. Tear up receipts. His smile sharpened. But occupancy isn't optional. The hallway behind him filled with doors.
Hundreds.
Thousands. Every one labeled differently, but every one familiar. I recognized names from news stories. Missing persons. People who vanished after trips. After conferences. After vacations. "Some people stay quietly," he said. "Some fight. You fought longer than most." I lunged forward and slammed the door shut with everything I had. The carpet vanished. The apartment hallway returned. The door locked. I slid down to the floor, gasping, heart pounding so hard it hurt. Silence. Morning came. Sunlight through the windows. Normal sounds. Traffic. neighbors. No messages. No receipts. No knocks. I almost believed it was over. Until I went to the bathroom. The mirror was fogged, even though I hadn't showered. Someone had written a number into the steam with a finger.
14C.
Under it, smaller letters appeared as the fog slowly cleared. Welcome home. I don't travel anymore. I don't stay out late. I don't answer doors at night. But every day, at 2:30 p.m., my phone vibrates once. No message. No sound. Just a reminder. Somewhere above the Las Vegas Strip, a room remains occupied. And one day, whether I walk into it or not, they'll finish my stay.